You're watching Joytv 10.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Daily with Mark and Laura-Lynn. I'm Mark Washington.
I'm Laura-Lynn Thompson. Mr. Rogers, I'm wondering what is the boundary that is most missing in your life?
That was so good. I would say, you know, somebody told me that the higher you get in life, the more successful you become, the less accountability you have to other people. Because there's really nobody up there to make sure you stay on point. A lot of times when I ask for stuff, people do it. You know, so if I ask somebody to step in and do this or do that, they're going to say yes.
I know you want me to get your lunch today.
Well, I mean, you know, but most of the time I have to really hold myself from not abusing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Calling up a friend, could you, and most of the time they're going to say yes.
Well, you know, it's like our good friend Andrew Westland has said so many times on this show, if you give power to someone, you get to see their true character. And I always find you to be a real decent guy in that respect.
Well, I mean, you're seeing the real me. The Mr. Rogers, the glasses, this is me right here, lady.
Dr. Townsend, some might call you the king of boundaries. I mean, you have spent...
I was very lucky. I was not very sick. I was, had a healthy, happy childhood. Oh, sure. I had measles, I had mumps, I had chicken pox, all the diseases that your mom would take you down the block to the house where it existed and exposed you so that you could get it taken care of.
How do you think that a parent can maneuver all of the sensitive issues around that?
It is very delicate, and I'm careful in the office as well. Like, I personally will usually want to talk to a parent privately first about it if I'm concerned just from looking or having weighed the child. And I do think that parents, we need to be very, very gentle with children, and we may not even really need to bring it up. It might even be asking a child, how are things going at school? You know, I remember when I was growing up, people used to tease me, you know, is anybody mean to you? And then that may even have the child bring it up.
Right. Somebody made fun of me, they called me fat or something like that.
And we've talked before about these kind of issues very typically being a problem of the entire family. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be about, well, little Johnny is fat, you need to stop doing this. No, that
we are all going to eat healthier.
Right, we're all going to get healthy, and there are very simple changes that people can make in a household. For example, there's a really interesting study that showed that kids who watch less than 2 hours of television a day, when you compare them to the kids that watch more than 5 hours a day, the kids who watched more than 5 hours were more than 5 times as likely to be obese as the ones who watched less than 2 hours.
So there's a very simple change that can be made.
Yeah, for everybody, not just the one who's perhaps struggling if there is one particular child, but it's such a great rule just for the whole family.
And what about being careful with respect to eating disorders that can be triggered? You know, we have so many kids with anorexia and bulimia. It can be triggered by the child beginning to feel like I am not adequate and everyone's pointing out my problem.
Right, you're dead on with that, because it is very important to keep in mind how fragile kids are and how much they will remember one sentence that you said to them when they were 8. You know, I remember that I was told affectionately that I was chubby, and it was thought to be cute, but then I eventually did develop an eating disorder even though I was a perfectly normal size, just by an innocent comment. And so we do need to be really careful what we say about kids. And also, you mentioned that the way you raise children, you really focus on making sure that they know that they're valued and that they're wonderful and that they're beautiful no matter what. And that this is really just an extra, and let's just get the whole family healthy. Let's do more things together. It doesn't even necessarily always have to be about healthy or exercise. It's just like, let's do something together.
we're a pretty fat-phobic society, aren't we? In spite of the fact that obesity is on the rise, we are a fat-phobic society.
Right, and there's denial too. And I think that's what happens as well with parents, is that perhaps they're really, really busy, and it's easier sometimes, I totally get this, to have the children in front of the TV because maybe it gives the parents a chance to do something that they need to do. So it's not an easy thing, and we can sort of think, oh, well, you know, this isn't a big deal. Eventually we'll get more active, but really time can pass by pretty quickly.
Now, Laura-Lynn, you know you're jeopardizing the health of our future generations with your lazy attitude.
I know. I have been told that.
Can we fix that, please?
I don't see it that way.
No, I'm serious.
I see it as being a relaxed person, able to give up the stresses of life, which is also a very positive thing. But yes, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. You know, it matters how the parents are, because
exactly.
If the parents are fit,
the kids
are going to be fit.
If the parents are active.
If the parents are eating right.
Right.
If the parents do ebonics, the kids do ebonics. If the parents are rappers, you got little rappers in the house. You know? If the dad's a bit arrogant, you get kids that are a bit arrogant. And,
if
you know,
the
we don't want
parents are
that.
a little silly and off.
If the parents are, you know, a little, ooh, look at me, I'm a big professional athlete, now I'm better than all you know, then you get little kids that start acting like that.
I see, I'm trying to have a serious moment. I'm trying to improve the health of our next generation by encouraging our parents to be active.
So all you parents
fit.
out there, what do we want to say to them? To the parents that are watching that need to put 100% in. What do you have to say? Go ahead, take it away, Mark.
How you want your kids to be, please become that yourself.
Yes, be the mirror. Wow, be the mirror. Neat. Although, that was the best
that was excellent.
How long we've been working together? Like 2 months, right?
That was great.
Or even longer. I have never come up with something that brilliant. I'm Laura-Lynn Tyler Thompson. Be the mirror.
I'm Mark Washington, and she's the genius.
What does that mean? I don't know what.